So as you're aware now, there's virtually thousands of chemicals that we're exposed to unknowingly and knowingly in some cases. So our goal of this video is just to kind of break some stuff down for you so we can eliminate some of those and get you, to detoxify your house so that in turn that detoxifies your body. So, we've taught you to basically clean your meats up. We want you to eat grass-fed meat because it helps reduce the number of toxins and pesticides you take in. Well, this is going to focus on some of the stuff that we do in our house, and Dr. Craig's going to talk to you about that.
Hey everyone, we want to show you a couple of potential danger areas inside your house with respect to the household products that you use. So, as Dr. John had mentioned, just because it sounds organic and sounds pure doesn't mean that it is. For example, there is Purex, which is laundry detergent. Touted as being an organically friendly, some of them even come in a green bottle. It's a nice little water drop here that says free and clear. But Purex actually has very high levels of 1,4-dioxane, which has been shown in lab studies to be carcinogenic. So you want to stay away from products like this. And you may be asking, Dr. Craig, how do I know if some of those nasty products are in these things? It's a very good question, because a lot of times you don't even need to label the toxic ingredients in the back. So what we're recommending for laundry detergent only at this point is ECOS, E-C-O-S. It's been shown by the Environmental Working Group to be almost completely free of 1,4-dioxane and phthalates. While we're still in the laundry room, most of you probably have these wonderful smelling bounce sheets that you use in the dryer, and they do make your clothes smell outdoor fresh. They're wonderful. But they're also cancer causing. If you have these, don't use the box until they're finished. Throw them in the garbage right away. These things have phthalates in them that hold the fragrance. The fragrance gets on your clothes, your shirts, and especially that are right by your mouth and your nose where you're inhaling those nasty chemicals that hold the fragrance all day. You want to get rid of those right away, which works every bit as good but is completely non-toxic as a dryer ball. You can get a pair of these for I think about $15 at Nature's Emporium or Superstore. You throw those in the dryer, they last forever. So over the long term, they're way more economical than your bounce sheets, and they're totally safe.
So as you've learned from the Extreme Makeover, we're pretty, we kind of place a big importance on reading labels on food. We want to do the same thing with these products. Like if you take a look at some of the products we put on ourselves, that stuff is literally absorbed in our skin, no different, and right into our bloodstream, has effects on our body just as food does as it bioaccumulates in our system. So we'll just use some examples, especially this time of year. A lot of us use hand creams and creams. You really got to be aware of SLS in this. And there's something called EDTA in here that, over time, this bioaccumulation in your body can cause kidney damage, heart arrhythmias. The SLS is known carcinogenic. So if you think about it, you put this on your skin, and over time this bioaccumulates. Another thing in the summer that's popular is off. So it's pretty funny on this label. It basically says, there's a minimum of 25% DEET in this, which is a pesticide that's going to obviously keep bugs off, but humans off as well. So if you take a look at that. So, as we put this stuff on our skin is the biggest organ in the body. It absorbs this stuff, and, not only is it bioaccumulating in terms of what we're putting on our bodies, but that's in addition to what we're putting in our bodies through food. So we really want to be aware of this. So we like to use products, things that you can read and understand. A really good brand is Green Beaver. There's no SLS in this. Tom's mouthwash, it's basically baking soda and just a few other things. No SLS in this. So, these are things that once you start to really read the labels, you start to educate yourself about what is in these products and what you want to make sure, A, you're not taking, but equally important is your family and your kids and your friends.
Okay, this one's for all you guys. I know we've been talking about the cleaning products in the house, and hopefully some of you guys will get more familiar with the cleaning products. Ladies out there will like that if you do. The stuff we put on our skin, as Dr. John had mentioned, is critical. Most of us guys shave every day. I've been a little light on that lately. But your shaving cream is going to be highly absorbed, especially because you're taking off that layer of skin as you shave. So what you put on your face is going to be absorbed internally. This stuff feels great. It lathers up, feels awesome on your skin and soothing, but it contains BHT and SLS, or sodium lauryl sulfate. Both have been shown in lab results to be carcinogenic. So what we're recommending are shaving oils. You can get a tiny dropper of oil for a few dollars. It'll last you a year. You put a few drops in the palm of your hand, mix it with water, work the oils into your face, and that razor will just glide right down. And the oils are made of natural products. Does a great job, totally safe. Try it, you'll love it. Call the poison control, don't get it on your skin. This stuff is awful. Doesn't work any better than borax, which basically, borax is a natural mineral cleaner that you can use with you have to brush, that's the only difference, but put it on the shower, you get the mold and mildew on the grout, it works fantastic. I highly recommend you use borax. You'll be really surprised with how easy it is and how well it uses and how much cheaper it is than the Tilex stuff. The other thing that you can also use around the house, which is very effective for a lot of cleaning, especially if you need it like a scouring, something that's a little abrasive, is baking soda. Make a little paste of baking soda, and it works fantastic. You can brush your teeth with it. You might want to add a little peppermint to make it taste good, but it works really well for cleaning your teeth. Now, speaking of cleaning teeth, you know, I want to make a point about some of the label reading, like Dr. John was mentioning, because you know, some products that we mentioned, some manufacturers that we mentioned have great products, but then they have some products that are not so great. If you take Tom's of Maine, for example, there are lots of products made by Tom's of Maine that I love, but you can't just go by a manufacturer, because this is a children's natural, fluoride-free toothpaste, right? You think, okay, it's natural, it's for kids, but if you look on the back and you read the label, it's got SLS, sodium lauryl sulfate, which is definitely one of those sudsing agents that's carcinogenic. So just because you can buy maybe dishwashing detergent with one manufacturer doesn't mean you can use its toothpaste unless you read the label. You got to inform yourself and look at all the details. Really critical.
So in keeping with some of the products that we use in our house, you know, one of the most common things we use every morning in the shower is shampoo. So, you know, again, these products are full of toxic chemicals. SLS, as I get SN, EDTA, they're in there. So the great thing about today, though, is that, you know, at a place like Nature's Emporium, Supercenter, you can buy this. You know, I just took this from my shower. Right on the label it says 1,4-dioxin free. So it's easy to find the stuff if you know what you're looking for. You know, another thing that, you know, I pulled from our bathroom here is just basically tea tree oil. It's a great disinfectant. It's a great shampoo. You know, it's just a healthy, natural alternative to what you find, like herbal essences that says natural and nature. You know, like they advertise this as something that's healthy, natural. But as soon as you just, again, pick the label apart, you start to see these toxic chemicals that we're taking in every day. And I know I've said this before, but these things bioaccumulate every day. 365 days a year, it just continues to bioaccumulate, and this is when we get sick. So we want to avoid this stuff and find this stuff. It's easy to seek it out, it's worth it, and you're not going to pay much more for these products than you will for this.
So next I want to show you some hard surface cleaners, right? Because we got products like Mr. Clean that you're going to use around the home to disinfect and clean your hard surfaces. And Mr. Clean shows the smiling guy with blue eyes. And this one they even put Febreze in, right? Febreze is that great smelling stuff that freshens the air. You walk into a room where something's being sprayed with Febreze and it smells fantastic. It gives you that mountain fresh smell. But if you look on the back here, your air freshener, there's actually a warning label right here where it says your air freshener that makes everything smell good, you're not supposed to breathe in. It says in big bold print, do not breathe in fumes. I think there's a problem with air freshener that you're not supposed to breathe in. You're not supposed to breathe it in because it's highly toxic. So you might be wondering, Dr. Craig, if I can't use Vim or Mr. Clean or those hard surface cleaners that are highly toxic, what do I use instead? Well, you have a few options. This is Dr. John's favorite right here. They like to clean with vinegar. Vinegar and water is dynamite. You can use that for your floors, windows, you name it. It's an excellent cleaner. You can wash your vegetables in it before you eat them. Totally safe. Excuse me. The other option here is hydrogen peroxide. This is bought at the pharmacy, but what you want to do is go to a place like Nature's Emporium and buy food-grade hydrogen peroxide. You'll buy it in 35%, but you should use it at 3% solution. So you have to dilute it 10 to 1. So you get yourself just an empty spray can, put a bit of this in, fill the rest up with water. You'll have a spray pump you can use on your hard surfaces. It'll last you forever. Save you a ton of money in the long run. And all the studies are showing that a counter that has even raw chicken on it sprayed with a couple squirts of hydrogen peroxide will kill virtually all the bacteria.